Thomas Keller, the world-renowned chef and culinary visionary behind iconic restaurants like the French Laundry and Per Se, has unleashed a blistering critique of Meghan Markle's Netflix cooking series, With Love, Meghan. His verdict: a glossy, extravagant spectacle that falls flat in its attempt to resonate with ordinary audiences. While Markle's show promises to explore the power of food as a medium for connection and storytelling, Keller argues it misses the essence of what makes a cooking program truly meaningful. Instead of delivering authenticity and inclusivity, With Love, Meghan comes across as a lavish display of wealth that, in Keller's words, prioritizes luxury over relatability. For the acclaimed chef, it's a glaring example of how celebrity-driven media is increasingly out of touch with the realities of everyday life. A disconnect hidden behind the glitz. Markle's With Love, Meghan is as polished as one might expect from a Netflix production featuring a former duchess. The series is brimming with luxurious set designs, high-end ingredients flown in from exotic locales, and an ensemble of celebrity guests who gush over Markle's culinary experiments. On the surface, the production is a feast for the eyes, but according to Keller, that's precisely where the problem lies. He argues that the over-the-top opulence of the show alienates viewers rather than inviting them into a warm, communal culinary experience. Cooking shows should be about making people feel at home in the kitchen, Keller said in a recent interview. But Markle's show feels more like an aspirational advertisement for an unattainable lifestyle. The glossy veneer of With Love, Meghan seems to betray the very spirit of what cooking shows traditionally aim to achieve: connection, relatability, and an appreciation for the shared humanity that food embodies. For many viewers, watching Markle casually prepare meals with rare truffle shavings or serve dishes adorned with edible gold borders on the absurd. For the majority of people, these ingredients and settings are completely outside their reality, Keller remarked. Instead of bridging cultural gaps, the show widens them. Cooking shows as cultural connectors. Thomas Keller's critique goes beyond the aesthetics of Markle's show. He believes that cooking shows hold a unique power to connect people across cultures, celebrate culinary traditions, and foster a sense of community. Historically, some of the most beloved cooking programs have excelled in these areas. Keller points to shows like Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat by Samin Nosrat and Chef's Table as examples of culinary media done right. These programs, he says, are rooted in authenticity and storytelling. They prioritize showcasing diverse food cultures, humble cooking methods, and the emotional bonds that food can create. In Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, Samin Nosrat takes us into kitchens all over the world, showing us how flavor and technique transcend borders, Keller noted. That's the kind of show that leaves viewers inspired, not just by the food but by the stories behind it. Likewise, Chef's Table masterfully brings chefs' personal journeys to life, connecting their culinary creations to deeper cultural and emotional contexts. These programs thrive on their relatability and lack of pretense, something Keller believes Markle's show glaringly lacks. In contrast, With Love, Meghan leans heavily into spectacle. The show often focuses more on Markle herself than on the food she prepares or the traditions she claims to honor. When food becomes a backdrop for personal branding, the opportunity to genuinely connect with viewers is lost, Keller said. For the celebrated chef, it's a missed opportunity to use food as the powerful unifying tool it can be. A critique of celebrity culture. Keller's comments don't stop at Markle's series alone. His critique taps into a larger conversation about the role of celebrity culture in media. In today's landscape, there's an increasing tendency for celebrities to venture into industries where their fame, rather than expertise, takes center stage. Markle, despite her undeniable charisma, has no culinary background, a fact that Keller believes is evident in the show's lack of depth and sincerity. Celebrities often enter these spaces with the assumption that their star power will carry the project, Keller said. But food isn't just a prop. It's a language, a way of bringing people together. When that gets overshadowed by luxury and spectacle, the meaning gets lost. He warned of the growing trend of celebrity-driven media reducing cooking, travel, and other meaningful pursuits into hollow performances, where the focus shifts from substance to status. This critique of celebrity culture speaks to a broader societal concern: the growing disconnect between the aspirational lifestyles showcased in media and the realities faced by everyday people. At a time when many households are grappling with rising food costs and economic uncertainty, watching Markle prepare dishes with ingredients most viewers can neither afford nor pronounce only heightens this divide. A missed opportunity to build bridges. For Keller, the greatest disappointment in Markle's series is the squandered opportunity to use food as a bridge between cultures, classes, and communities. Food is one of the few universal languages, an art form that transcends borders and brings people together. Markle, with her global platform and influence, could have created a show that celebrated the beauty of cultural exchange through cuisine. Instead, she opted for an approach that feels more self-indulgent than inclusive. Imagine the impact a show like this could have had if it showcased authentic home cooking traditions from around the world, Keller mused. If Meghan had focused on highlighting underrepresented cuisines or collaborating with home cooks instead of celebrity chefs, the show could have been a force for good. It could have inspired viewers to see food as something that connects us, not something that separates us by class or status. Instead, with Love, Meghan leans heavily on curated luxury, presenting food as yet another accessory in an already glamorous lifestyle. This approach not only limits the show's appeal, but also undermines the potential for meaningful storytelling through food. For Keller, this is a glaring oversight, one that reflects a lack of understanding of the profound role food plays in human connection. Broader implications: food as a mirror of society. Keller's critique of Markle's series also raises larger questions about the role of media in shaping societal values. At a time when inclusivity and authenticity are increasingly celebrated, why do some platforms continue to prioritize aspirational fantasies over genuine representation? What does it say about our culture when a cooking show becomes more about wealth and branding than about the joy of preparing and sharing a meal? For Keller, the answers lie in a fundamental shift in media priorities. There's nothing wrong with aspiration, he acknowledged. But it has to be balanced with authenticity. People want to see stories that reflect their own experiences and struggles, not just a polished fantasy of what life could be. He called on creators to embrace storytelling that uplifts and inspires without alienating, using food as a way to celebrate diversity and shared humanity. Final thoughts. Thomas Keller's critique of With Love, Meghan is not just a commentary on one Netflix series. It's a broader call for a recalibration of how cooking shows, and media at large, approach storytelling. For Keller, the heart of a good cooking program lies in its ability to connect people, celebrate culture, and foster a sense of community. Markle's show, despite its lofty ambitions, misses this mark by prioritizing opulence over authenticity. It's a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of celebrity culture and a reminder that, in the world of food, the simplest stories often resonate the most.